Tell me where you at in the jungle. Who they bringing it back to the jungle? As a game day, yeah, the jungle's back. Got the natty pack in the orange and black.
Welcome to the Cincinnati Bengals Weekly Show on the Gruely Truth Sports Network. I am your co-host for Bengals Weekly, Mike Goodpasser. Right now, I'd like to welcome in my two esteemed co-hosts. First up, the greatest wrestling coach in the history of the greater Cincinnati area, Ty Robbins. How you doing, Ty?
I'm doing great. The Bengals aren't, but I am.
All right. And that's more than we usually get out of the intro for Ty. So next up, number 58, 1988 AFC Championship. The last time the team had any heart. Help me welcome to the show, Joe Kelly. How you doing, Joe?
Mike, I think we could have did the show at halftime on Monday, man. I was so fired up because it's awful, man. It's awful. You know, Mike, I'm the optimist, trying to find a silver lining in there. But we're going to be able to talk about, in my opinion, some of the worst coaching I've ever seen in NFL football. We have some players. We have some players that obviously shouldn't be on that field right now. But I think a lot of our guys are being put in awful situations, Mike. And you know, as a Bengal fan and Bengal Nation, you know, it was tough to watch. It was painful to watch, dude. So I think we have a lot of disgruntled people, and I'm damn one of them.
All right. So, Ty, I know we've had this discussion a few minutes ago, but is this Zach Taylor's responsibility?
I think it's ultimately on him as the head coach, but you know, I think you're only as good as your personnel, and you got to work on that. Like, it all starts with your line.
But he chose to bring back Andre Smith, and he chose to give Bobby Hart an extension.
Well, Turner. Yeah, Turner said Bobby Hart. I don't understand that. I know where he was going, though, when he got Williams, you know, first round, and he didn't see Bolin, retiring, and I'm sure he didn't see Corey Glenn with a concussion.
Yeah,
so
but
he probably
in
felt
Bowling's
like, hey,
defense,
I want to run the
he
ball.
sucks too, though. He was just the best of a bad group.
Yeah, well, you got to go in free agency. You got to go get somebody, right? And you got to, you know, they went and got, you know, Michael Jordan. They thought he would pan out, good size. That he wouldn't be starting right away.
No, he's shitty. He should never start at the NFL level.
Well, I mean, he's still young, though. Those guys got to develop. So I don't know. I know what he wanted to do. I know what he wanted to run. But right now, it's terrible, absolutely terrible. Andre Smith he's just too old. He can't
wasn't
stop
any good when he was
Hart,
younger.
Well, he's really bad now. So
he was really bad then.
Like,
I mean, this is the thing.
So,
they looked all right in the season opener, but they've looked the opposite since. And to me, the game plan on both sides of the ball looks the same as the opener. Other people, it seems, might watch film and change shit. You got to get Andy Dalton help with the play calling. He knows the line can't protect, so he's got to either draw up some better protection schemes. And the protection schemes, to me, look the same from week one, and they look like basic protection schemes. And you can't go basic when you've got shit for offensive linemen, Joe.
You can't. And, you know, it's you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it this week. It starts from the top. We can talk. Michael Jordan. He was a draft choice. He wasn't a high pick, so he was a guy that they were going to try to develop. But they were so bad that he comes in and he's starting. Just like you talked earlier, you knew what you had when you signed Bobby Hart. We all watched every game last year. How Bobby Hart was even in the conversation to get re-signed. And it is what it is. He's probably a great guy, probably a great dude, but he's an awful offensive lineman. He wouldn't have started at University of Washington. I don't know if he would have started at my high school. That's how bad he is. Andre Smith is doing him a favor. Hey, he's an old guy that is helping him out. Yes, is he awful? Absolutely. But you go into a game Monday night. You know, you both of you 0-3, both of you guys are licking your chops. You come out with a game plan. You know that their front seven was pretty good. Even despite their 0-3 record, Pittsburgh's front seven was still pretty good. And Andy is not even being able to get into a three-step drop. Hell, he's not even – as soon as the ball is high, he has one step. He has to go to his first read. If he doesn't go to his first read, it's over. The whole play is messed up. You look at the running scheme. Here, you're trying to run this Los Angeles Rams offense. You don't have that personnel. We have a pretty good running back there. We got some pretty good tight ends. We got Giovanni, who's pretty good. These guys are proven in the NFL to be really good caliber, top caliber guys. And the play calling is awful. You have to put them in situations that here Bobby Hart can block. Hey, two-step drop, make him cut this defensive end. Some quick passes. There's something that you can do. It's something that you can do, and we weren't prepared. We had a guy. Pittsburgh had a guy that had 2 starts. This dude started 2 times, and we don't go after him at all. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Not one time. This dude got 2 starts. His head should have been spinning so much Monday night, and it's Monday night. You don't have the personnel to sit back, and then you're dropping off our defensive line. Hell, we can't get there with the 4 that you're rushing. So why we got our defensive ends dropping in pass coverage?
I can answer that. It's because we only got 2 linebackers to begin with.
Yeah, it's by position. You have to give them a chance. Do we have the best linebackers? No. Is our D-line on par with majority of defenses? I think so. But you got to put them in positions to be able to compete. When I'm seeing Dunlap drop, when I'm seeing, 94 drop, when I see Big Boy dropping, this is not, you're not zone blitzing. You're not doing what LeBeau was doing.
No.
Because you're dropping guys, but you're not sending guys. So, I have no idea. And, talk to a guy the other day. They have no damn idea. The cornerbacks, the defensive backs don't know what the linebackers doing. Linebackers don't know what the defensive backs doing. This is coming from the locker room. So this is fact. But here, I said it in preseason, Mike. Here, you got a brand new team, brand new coach, brand new offense, brand new defense. These guys played 1-2 series? This is not New England. Tom Brady's been running that team forever. He doesn't have to do a preseason. Our guys should have played in preseason because you don't know what you're doing. So you thought you were going to get to the regular season when everybody's going to start shooting all their bullets and putting all their defensive schemes, and your guys were going to be able to pick it up and start and do the things that the Los Angeles Rams are doing? Hell no, it doesn't work like that, Mike.
I do agree with Joe, though. When you're watching the game, the defense does look like they don't know what the hell they're doing. A lot of times they're making adjustments and they're running around, then they're talking to each other and they're motioning each other off, and it's like, do you know who you're covering? Do you know what you're doing? It's kind of crazy. It's just watching it.
Yeah. So right there, as I said before, I keep seeing people put you got to give him 3 to 5 years. This is the NFL, Joe. You don't need 3 to 5 years to turn any situation around.
No, and the bad thing is you inherited some talent. You didn't get the Arizona Cardinals. You didn't inherit an awful team. You inherited a team with some talent. Yeah, did it hurt us that our first round pick, the offensive tackle is out? Absolutely. Did it hurt that Gordy has not been able to play? Yes. But this is the NFL. You know what kind of guys you have in OTAs. You know what the guys you have right now. Mike, you're still able to trade. You can trade right now. My thing, if that front office does not make a change, they are screwing every guy on that roster, including that coaching staff. Because you can't win.
They're not going to make that change. You know that.
My thing is here, you've given up after week 4 because it's that when it's that bad. I can understand getting beat here and now. When it's that bad, you're saying all those guys, all those other guys, Joe Mixon. You're saying, hey man, damn this year. Hey, let's wait till next year. That's what you're saying. Because there are guys out there on the trading block that will do better than our two toppers are doing right now.
There's guys that aren't on teams right now. There's guys on practice squads that are offensive linemen that have to be better than what we've got right now.
I'm curious, Joe. So this is your two options. You can either do what Miami's doing and cut all your good guys and go through the draft and call it a day for this year after 4 games, or you can try to go after some picks and try and fix this season. You know what I mean? Go after. So there's 2 ways of thinking of this. How would you go about it? What would you do? Would you cut off?
I would absolutely trade. I would absolutely trade for an offensive tackle right now. If we can't get the tackle in Washington Redskins, I don't care. There are guys like Mike said, there are guys on the practice squad better than these guys. When I'm looking at the worst footwork, when I look at the these guys, their posture, their balance, no balance, like the worst, like you've never gone through ropes. We have a proven offensive line coach, and dude, you chose them. You're down there every day with those guys. These guys, I'm looking at their footwork. It's awful. I don't know if they are worse than the way he was. I'm trying to figure out what this guy's looking at.
Let me suggest this, Joe. I don't think outside of college football, Texas A&M, this guy is a proven coach. And I also would like to put in the fact that I don't think if he was a proven offensive coach, he would have come here for a second.
Yeah, hey, I agree. Here we could say what we want. Hey, Marvin, it was 15, 16, whatever it was. It's time. It needed a new change, new day. Okay, I can go with that. I can understand. But I said in the beginning, here, this dude was the quarterback coach at University of Cincinnati.
And he got fired.
And they were awful. So this dude has not called plays. This dude was an offensive coordinator. He's a quarterback coach. So you had qualified people. In my opinion, people can say what they want. Eric Bieniemy should have got that job.
Yes.
Eric Bieniemy is leading the most prolific offense in the history of this league. And he's calling the plays, not Andy. He's calling, and he's been calling the plays. He came here, had a great interview.
Well, and how about this, Joe? I mean, he's calling the plays. I'm sure Andy Reid will overrule him from time to time. But Andy Reid, I don't think he's a great head coach because he's never been able to get it done at the end. But offensively, he's a freaking genius. And that's what Eric Bieniemy is learning from, a genius who's been in the NFL for 30 years. And what Sean McVay could teach you compared to what Alex Reid or Andy Reid could teach you is entirely different. And I think that the problem we have, you look at Sean McVay this week, they threw 68 passes in an NFL game and lost by 2 touchdowns to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. These are basically soft-ass little kids that are trying to coach in the NFL.
Mike, it's Xbox. It's the Xbox and the PlayStation guys.
Yeah.
Those young guys are the guys getting the job because it's not foot. Give me University of Wisconsin football. That's NFL football.
Yes.
What those guys are playing. Give me that. This is Bush League, man. It's Bush League. This is arena football. This is world football.
Hey, Joe, watch it.
Football.
Watch it, Joe.
I'm sorry, but took
a shot.
It is what it is. This is not the NFL.
Here's my other question, Joe. You read a lot of articles and a lot of talk about trade coming up by the end of this month. Do you keep A.J. Green or do you trade him, and try to build up your team. Well, I'm just curious what you would do with that.
Hey, remember, John Ross is out for multiple games now, too, with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, prior to John getting hurt, I would have said that was an option. Now you don't have John.
How about this, Joe? What if you can get a starting center, guard, or tackle right now? That's more valuable to me than A.J. Green right now because you can't get the ball to A.J. Green right now.
Yeah, so A.J. Green is not going to make any difference because Andy's not going to be able to get the ball to him.
Yeah.
But that's true.
And A.J. is not a hitch. Throw him a quick hitch. That's not A.J.'s game. A.J.'s game is downfield.
How do you get a tackle? Give up a first line? Like, are you going to give up a first-round draft picks, or you're going to take an aging tackle, which will protect us,
No, you give up A.J. Green, and maybe you get a second and a third-round draft pick, and maybe you can get a quality guard or tackle, and then next year you can turn those 2 draft picks into offensive linemen also.
Yeah. I mean, you look, unless, my thing is if I'm trading an A.J. Green, I'm getting the offensive tackle from Washington. What's the kid's name? I think he's one of the best offensive tackles.
Trent Williams.
Yeah. So you don't trade unless you get you don't trade an AJ unless you get somebody like that.
How old is Trent? You know what I mean? How old?
He's not that old. He's under 30.
No, he's not. No, he's in his 20s. He's 27.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's.
But the problem is you'd have to pay him a shit ton of money to make him happy to come here, and we know that's not going to happen, Joe.
Well, the thing is you're trading. So you're trading his contract. He may want to hold out next year, but he's going to get paid what he's getting paid right now. So unless you get a top tier quarterback, but my thing is here, there are guys that you don't have to give the farm away right now that will play better than those guys play on Monday night.
That's true.
I don't care.
That is true.
There's a guy. We don't have to sell the
You've got Alex Redmond returning. Cordy Glenn should be returning soon, but Alex Redmond, the only hope is with Redmond, the only hope is that the steroids have made him a better player.
He doesn't hold. That's his thing. He holds.
I can't speak on that, but he's, could he be worse, Mike? Could he be worse than
Hell
what we
no,
see
Joe. I was just saying with the steroids, it gave me some hope. But, I mean, this is the thing. When you look at this Bengals draft, coming in that you need offensive linemen. You draft Jonathan Williams. Then you go Drew Sample, a tight end in the second round, who's the 52nd overall pick, who should be playing right now if he's that good, and he's not. You whiffed on Jermaine Pratt, which I don't know why anybody thought he would be that good. I think Ryan Finley was a good pick. In the 4th round, this is my problem. You take Michael Jordan, who's a catcher. He's never going to be any good because he's soft. Renell Wren, why did we need a defensive tackle there? Trayvon Williams, why did we need a running back there? Deshaun Davis. Where's Deshaun Davis? Rodney Anderson. We picked 2 running backs in the 6th round. We picked a cornerback in the 7th round. Williams, I don't care because I want offensive linemen because Trayvon Williams can be anybody, and this is not going to work. So you look at this. You had, after Ryan Finley, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks. I'd have whipped 4 offensive linemen and 2 linebackers, Joe. I mean, this doesn't make any sense when you look at this draft.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I thought that we did a great job with the first round pick, 2nd round pick. Even though he was, he's a Husky. Why did you pick him? You had unless you were to bring this guy in to start. He's a 2nd rounder. He's a 2nd rounder. He's not even in the rotation. That's not a good sign. You don't even believe in him. Then you look at Pratt. I don't think Pratt was an inside linebacker at North Carolina State.
No, but
he was rushing the passer. So here you take a guy who was most of the college highlights I've seen. He was in the 3-point stance rushing the passer.
Yep.
Now you're putting him at middle linebacker. He can't play middle linebacker. He's not a middle linebacker. Don't take any of our guys out because he's not an inside linebacker. He can't read the triangle. I'm looking at him. He's just all over the place. He's not reading what inside linebackers read. I read inside linebacker, middle linebacker all day, and I don't know what he's looking at. But once again, you're trying to make this kid a middle linebacker, and he's playing, he's getting some reps. Well, again, he's going to get beat by a lineman. Our defense, we couldn't get there. Blitz, send somebody. Send somebody. You got to be aggressive. I mean, what's the worst going to happen? What's already happening? They're beating us, and we're not even anywhere around. So hey, go after him. Make this guy nervous. Make him get happy feet. Help your team out. Help your guys. My thing is help your guys, because we have guys that are top tier, players in this league.
Players.
Yeah, except for linemen.
And except you get rid of them. But let's look at Dunlap, Geno Atkins. I feel terrible for those guys, because Geno is in there fighting his ass off. He is fighting, swinging, scratching. I'm looking at him, and I know I know the feeling. I'm feeling terrible for him, because he's busting his ass. He's double teams. He's doing everything he can do. But dude, you got to help him out. Help him out, coach. Let's go after him. We're sitting back. We're sitting back 37. You got the linebacker sitting at 8 yards. Okay, give him a first down. By alignment, there were so many times that we lined up, and I knew you didn't think that coach wasn't going to watch the San Francisco 49er game. Pittsburgh, if Pittsburgh had Le'Veon Bell, half those plays they ran. They don't even run those kind of plays when Ben is in there. They was running the same thing San Francisco was doing, and we didn't have a clue. You had the guy to split in, coming in motion, boom, hand the ball off to him, turn around the corner.
The scary thing to me, Joe, is the Bengals are going to play the Cardinals this weekend, and the Cardinals have a soft-ass young coach that doesn't deserve the job also, but they've also got Kyler Murray and David Johnson, and I would say the things that they're going to do to us will be a college offense we won't contain, and they're going to gash us all over the place.
Oh, yeah. They got a lot of injuries.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
They have a lot of.
They got Murray.
They have a lot of key injuries.
They got Kyler.
Yeah, they got a lot of key injuries out. So I don't know. I do, call me crazy, but I do like Stanley Morgan Jr. I want to see what he does. I think he'll be more consistent. I know Ross has the speed. He's not always consistent. He don't always catch the balls when he needs to catch the balls. So hopefully, if they figure out a blocking scheme that can get it. I like Stanley Morgan Jr. I'm excited to see him play a little bit.
Hopefully he's as good as his dad.
Yeah, well,
his dad was a badass back in the 70s and 80s.
When I watched him play preseason, he had a lot of heart. He showed a lot of heart.
So what you're telling me is he won't fit in here.
Maybe. We just Andy can't get the ball out to him. I like that. Hopefully they make adjustments. They got to. They have to make adjustments.
All right, so Ty, give me a pick on the Bengals and Cardinals game and quit homering this shit. Just pick the game.
I was looking at the Cardinals injury lineup. If we can block and Mixon can get some nice runs off.
So you're picking the Cardinals, right?
I'm picking the Bengals.
You just said if we can block, so you're telling me we're going to be able to block them.
We're going to have all of our we'll have Wynn back. We'll have Glasgow back. I think we're going to put pressure on him. I think we're going to contain him. I think our defense keeps us in the game on this one. And I think we win. Anybody else, I'd say no.
I think my worry here is that since our coaches are dumbasses, they're going to try to play man coverage or something. Kyler Murray will run everybody off and run for 150 yards against us. And I have never seen a Bengals defense since probably the 80s that could contain anything with any kind of misdirection. I think the Cardinals win this game 30-20, Joe.
I'm looking at it, and every week I go in there, trying to look at something. Let me find something. But I can't. What I seen on Monday is I think that's going to be indicative of our entire season. Unless those tackles are out of the game, our offense will run, a meager, 35, 40 plays, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Our defense, which is not that good, will be out there for, 75, 80 plays. I can't see it. I'm trying to find something. I'm looking at their roster. I looked at, their guys that got hurt, but it doesn't matter who we play against this year. Those tackles can't block anybody. There's not a defensive tackle that they're going to go against that they're going to be able to block. So when I look at that,
I agree on that.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you got to run the football in this league, and I don't think they're going to be able to run the football. I think Kyler Murray. I think they're looking at the film. And they're seeing everything that everybody was successful against us, and I think they're gonna let him loose. I think he's gonna beat us with his legs. I can see him rushing for over 100 yards as well as David Johnson. So I'm gonna pick the Cardinals, and I'm gonna pick the Cardinals 28-10 because I can't see it. I don't see how we're gonna move the ball. We're not going to have any deep threat, even though he couldn't throw the ball deep. Ross is out. We don't have a deep threat, but and he couldn't throw the ball deep if he tried because he's throwing from his butt, off of his butt. So it's gonna be long, man. And I just hope that if Gordy can come back, maybe it can be a little better. But I don't even know because if Gordy, that's one guy. That means one of those other guys got to play. Yeah. So
we suck at center and guard too, Joe. Don't forget that.
But the offensive tackle
Center's not bad.
You can protect.
Who's not
Mike,
bad?
you can protect
Center.
the guards.
He's not bad.
He sucks.
Yeah, you can protect the guards. You can't protect those tackles.
Did you see Billy Price try to play center last game? That was really ugly. Jeez.
Well, hey, but at the end of the day, you gotta go with what you have, and
no, you don't. You go out and get something else. What the Bengals do is they go with what they have. Actual teams go out and find somebody else if they don't have players.
Yeah. Especially when you see a position that is really the offensive tackle position can make us go 0-16. We get an offensive tackle, we can turn this thing around, and look at a 10-6 season, a 9-7 season. But if we don't go get an offensive tackle, we will have a losing record. I don't know. Maybe we'll beat Miami. Other than that, I don't see. Cleveland. Cleveland's looking good now. You see all the other teams we thought that looked like we have a chance. The way we're playing, I don't see it, Mike. So it's too bad. It's too bad for the Bengal Nation. Too bad for the Bengal faithful that they're getting this product. We have to see that. We have to see that display on Monday night where it was absolutely no fight back, no push. It was horrible. So unfortunately, I'll be down there again.
I'll be down there.
You got to go meet Ty. Shit.
Yeah, I'll be down there. I don't know if I'm gonna tailgate. I think their play is killing me, man.
I would say this, Joe. If you're gonna go to that game and watch it, you probably better be drunk.
That's a good idea, Mike. Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead. We're going to wrap up this positive, family-friendly show. And we will be back next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And we will have a call-in line available where people can call in and talk to Joe, Ty, and myself.
Excellent.
To talk about the games. So make sure you give us a call there. I know Ty's got a lot of fans who probably want to call in and talk to him. Right, Ty?
Sure. Mom, I'm waiting.
He's got some angry kids that used to be wrestlers for him that want to know why they turned that freaking heat on in the cafeteria and he makes them sweat in 200-degree weather. But, all right, guys.
I already got kids in my class with Steelers jerseys this week. It's been rough, I'm telling you.
Aren't you allowed to give those kids detention or anything anymore? I think that ought to be
and
an
all in due
automatic
time,
grade
my
off.
friend.
So at least the good thing is in Pittsburgh, Steeler fans don't even go to school. So at least in Cincinnati, Steeler fans do go to school and get an education.
That's true.
Plus, Cincinnati people that are Pittsburgh fans actually have older teeth still. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. And if you're a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, I don't really care because I think you're all inbred idiots. But we're going to wrap the show up. And remember, you can hear all the shows on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, wherever you find sports podcasts, you'll find The Grueling Truth. So for Ty Robbins, Joe Kelly, I'm Mike Goodpasture. You've been listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.